foul called on Wingsl here, guarding Boston.
They have this right in front of us, and just the look, Aliyah Boston just stares right at the official when the foul happened, like with her eyes saying, you are going to call this, right?
Aliyah Boston, star center for the Indiana Fever, expressed intense frustration and anger at the WNBA referees following her team's narrow 81-80 loss to the Dallas Wings on August the 13th, 2025.
How much does that physicality difference, can that affect your focus in a game?
I think just really trying to be able to fight through that, I think is definitely hard sometimes, because I think, you're trying to make sure that you're doing one thing on one side of the ball and then you get on the other end. It's kind of like, okay, well, sure, they can beat us up. That's no problem.
Boston publicly accused the officiating crew of corruption and rigging the game, stating that questionable calls late in the contest directly influenced the outcome and cost Indiana a vital victory. Her frustration was echoed by teammates, including Kelsey Mitchell and Sophie Cunningham and head coach Stephanie.
Every game is a home game. I think you see that. People show up, they show out. I think it's great for this league, just people continuing to come to games and watch, because I think when people show up to watch a game, they might have came for one person, but they leave liking many more. And so I think that's the way you look at it, right? You have this arena that's filled and people are coming in and they're like, whoa, I like her, she's tough. And so I think it's just great for the game.
White, who pointed to a clear double standard and inconsistency in officiating that disproportionately harmed the Fever. The Fever were battling back hard after falling behind by as many as 17 points and led by Mitchell's 24 points despite operating without their star Caitlin Clark, sidelined with injury. Coming into the final moments, the Fever seemed poised to steal the win. However, a sequence of late game decisions by the referees sparked outrage. One pivotal incident highlighted by Boston involved her being fouled under the basket yet being whistled for a foul herself after her arm was clamped by the Dallas center, a call that remained unchanged even after video review, leaving broadcasters and Fever staff stunned. Rebecca Lobo, a 1B TV analyst, expected the call to be overturned, but it stood, exacerbating tensions. Post-game, Aliyah Boston was visibly furious, walking off the court with frustration written all over her face. She bluntly called out the officials, accusing them of corruption and rigging the game against Indiana. She criticized the inconsistent foul calls and suggested favoritism toward Dallas players. Boston's sentiment was that the Fever were not given a level playing field, undermining the competitive integrity of the game. Sophie Cunningham reinforced the complaints, pointing out the favorable treatment Dallas rookie Paige Buchers received, with referees allegedly giving her every whistle while restricting physical play against Fever guards. Cunningham openly criticized the referees' double standards on her podcast, despite previously being fined by the league for speaking out on officiating. Head coach Stephanie White also condemned the officiating, stating that Boston is the worst officiated post player in the WNBA, and highlighted how players like Kelsey Mitchell are regularly held or pushed without calls. White called for consistency and fairness, asserting that if physicality is allowed, it must be fairly enforced for both teams.